For, gosh, more than 2 decades now, traditional search engines, they've really been the backbone of the internet, haven't they? Quietly shaping how billions of us interact with knowledge. I mean, the phrase, just Google it. It's not just a command, it's practically a reflex.
It really is. It's become second nature. And yet, despite how common it is, search is right now on the edge of this, well, dramatic shift. We're seeing generative AI, powered by large language models, LLMs, fundamentally changing things. It's not just how we find information anymore, but also what we even expect to get back from it. It's a really pivotal moment.
Okay, so based on all the fascinating articles and research you shared with us, let's dive into this. In this deep dive, we're going to explore this revolution, how we got here, what these powerful new technologies actually bring to the table, and, crucially, what happens when they truly collide. Our mission here is for you to walk away really understanding this transformation.
Precisely. And it's more than just, new features replacing old ones. If you look at it from a systems thinking perspective, what we're actually witnessing is an entire ecosystem. Users, platforms, content creators, advertisers, even regulators. It's all being actively restructured. New feedback loops are popping up. Old ones are being reshaped, sometimes dramatically. So to really get it, we have to look beyond just comparing features on the surface and understand these deeper interconnected dynamics.
Oh, let's start with what we all know, the familiar stuff. The architecture behind search engines like Google and Bing, the ones we use every day. It's actually an incredible piece of engineering. It feels so seamless, right? We often just forget how complex it is under the hood.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's easy to take for granted. At its core, traditional search runs on what you could call a three-pillar system, crawling, indexing, and ranking. Think of crawling like an army of digital scouts constantly exploring the internet, following links, finding new pages. Then there's indexing. That's where all that raw information gets processed, cataloged into this massive, highly organized database, makes it super fast to retrieve.
Right.
And finally, ranking. That's the really complex algorithmic brain. It assesses relevance, authority, trying to figure out which results are most useful for your specific query. Put them together, and these pillars create this dynamic, real-time map of the web. It's a monumental achievement, really.
And the benefits for you, the user, I mean, they've been huge. First, just the sheer comprehensiveness. For decades, nothing else gave us such immediate access to this vast ocean of human knowledge. You can ask it basically anything. Then there's the real-time adaptability, those scouts, the crawlers, always out there, keeping the index fresh. And a really key point, something maybe we don't think about enough, is user verification. By giving you multiple sources, it actually empowers you to compare, to cross-reference, and ultimately decide what's credible yourself.
That's a great point. But what's truly fascinating, again, from that systems view, is that while it's immensely powerful, this reliance on proxies, things like keywords as a signal for your intent, or backlinks as a signal of a page's authority, it creates inherent vulnerabilities.
Proxies, meaning it's guessing, in a way.
Kind of, yes. The system tries to infer quality and relevance through these signals, but they aren't perfect. They're not foolproof. And that means the system can be, and often is, exploited.
Ah, okay. That's a profound point. So the very design that makes it work well also leaves it open.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say then that traditional search's success kind of inadvertently created a whole industry around gaming those signals? We're talking search engine optimization, SEO, right?
Exactly.
And while, sure, good SEO helps good content rise, it also opened the door for, well, manipulation. I remember looking for product reviews once, and it felt like wading through pages of just repetitive keyword-stuffed articles, clearly just there to rank, not really to inform. It's like this digital game where the best info doesn't always win.
Exactly. That's a perfect example of one of those feedback loops in action. When people or companies learn that manipulating proxies like keyword density or building kind of spammy link farms can boost visibility, even if the content itself isn't great. Well, the system's own design unintentionally creates these perverse incentives.
Right.
It's not just a flaw, it's the system kind of struggling with its own success and this inherent brittleness. The way the old system sometimes struggles to truly grasp the intent behind your words, not just the keywords, that creates a critical gap. And it's precisely into that gap that these new large language models, LLMs, have just burst onto the scene, promising to move us beyond just matching keywords into something more like genuine understanding.
Okay, so this is the big shift, the paradigm shift that I think most people are probably grappling with right now. We've been trained for years to expect a list of links, right? You type something, you get links back. You're saying LLMs just break that model by just giving us the answer. How does that actually feel different for a user?
That really is the core of it. Yeah. Unlike traditional search, which acts more like a librarian pointing you to the right shelves, LLMs are more like an incredibly knowledgeable research assistant. They read the relevant books for you and then summarize the key answer directly.
Hmm.
Their strength really lies in deep natural language understanding. They go beyond just keywords to genuinely grasp the context, the nuance of your question. Then there's content synthesis. They can summarize huge amounts of information, analyze connections between different facts, and generate entirely new, coherent text. It's almost like they're having a conversation with the information itself.
Wow.
And this naturally leads to conversational interaction. You can have these back and forth dialogues, ask follow-up questions, refine what you're looking for, explore topics in a much more fluid, kind of human-like way instead of just firing off isolated searches one after another.
That sounds genuinely transformative. I mean, the idea of a real conversation with an information system where it adapts as my questions evolve, that's incredible. Yeah. But my immediate thought is, are we just swapping one set of problems for another? If an LLM is synthesizing, putting things together itself, how do I know it's not just, well, making stuff up? How do we verify this magical answer compared to the old list of sources I could check myself? That feels really crucial.
You've absolutely hit on the most critical challenge. It's a very valid concern. While their capabilities are, frankly, breathtaking, LLMs do have distinct weaknesses. The most significant, as you touched on, is this phenomenon of hallucinations. That's where they confidently present false or just fabricated information as if it's solid fact. Fundamentally, they're predicting the next most plausible word, sequence of words, not necessarily stating a verifiable truth.
Okay, that's worrying.
It can be. Another major issue is their reliance on static training data. Unless they're actively connected to live, real-time information sources, their knowledge gets outdated pretty quickly. An LLM trained last year won't know about breaking news from yesterday, for instance.
Right. Excellent.
And third, their outputs can inherit biases that were present in the vast data sets they were trained on, which can lead to skewed or imbalanced perspectives coming through in their answers, reflecting historical data rather than maybe current understanding.
So the big takeaway for you listening is, don't just throw out your trusty search engine and rely only on an LLM quite yet. It's clearly not an either-or situation at this point.
Exactly right. And this raises a really important question from that systems perspective we talked about. Instead of seeing LLMs as a simple replacement for traditional search, it's probably more accurate to view them as a disruptive complement. Each technology has unique strengths and unique weaknesses. When they're combined intelligently, they actually have the potential to create something far more robust, more powerful than either could ever achieve alone.
Okay, let's connect those dots then. The real revolution, it sounds like, isn't about search engines or LLMs in isolation. It's about their integration. That moment, these two kind of seemingly different technologies finally meet and start working together. This is where the truly transformative potential kicks in, impacting how you interact with information in a fundamental way.
Indeed. Yeah, this convergence, this coming together, it offers profound mutual benefits. It creates powerful new feedback loops. Imagine search acting as a critical grounding mechanism for LLMs, feeding them real-time facts, verifiable sources. This directly tackles that hallucination problem I mentioned, helping ensure the LLM's synthesized answer is actually accurate and up to date. And conversely, LLMs can utterly transform the search experience itself. Instead of just typing keywords and then having to sift through pages of results, you can engage in a dynamic conversational dialogue, getting refined, synthesized answers that genuinely understand your evolving intent as you ask more questions. It's just a much more intuitive and potentially more efficient way to get to the knowledge you need.
And this integration, it's not just about getting better, more accurate answers for you, is it? It's also fundamentally reshaping the whole economic landscape of the internet. We're already seeing really interesting hybrid monetization models starting to emerge. Think about it. Maybe subscription tiers for advanced AI-powered search, offering personalized insights or deeper analysis.
Possible.
Or even totally new forms of conversational commerce, where an AI helps you directly make purchase decisions, maybe negotiates for you, finds niche products. These models are being designed specifically to capture and create value in this new paradigm. It's shifting where the money flows online.
And this is crucial from that systems thinking perspective. These opportunities come bundled with significant complex risks. Risks we absolutely have to consider. One major concern is what people are calling zero-click answers. Yeah. If LLMs directly answer your query, providing a nice summary without needing you to click through to the original source, well, users might never visit the publisher's website. This isn't just about, say, a newspaper losing ad revenue on one article. It's a potentially profound systemic risk to the entire content ecosystem.
Wow, okay. How so?
Well, if the creators of original, well-researched information, the journalists, the researchers, the experts, if they're starved of their economic engine, the traffic and revenue, then the very data, the quality information that fuels both traditional search and these new LLMs, it could degrade over time. You could end up with a poorer, less diverse information environment for everyone. It's a dangerous feedback loop. Could lead towards an information desert.
That's a scary thought, an information desert.
It is. Another big risk is the rise of synthetic content. What happens if LLMs are used to just churn out vast amounts of low-quality, derivative, maybe even misleading information online? This could pollute the very data commons that future AI models need to be trained on. We could actually see a phenomenon some researchers call model collapse.
Model collapse.
Yeah, where future AIs basically end up learning from the flawed outputs of previous AIs. Imagine making copies of a blurry photo. Each generation just gets worse and worse.
Right.
Eventually it becomes unrecognizable garbage. That's a huge risk to the future quality of information we rely on. And finally, you have regulatory scrutiny that's really intensifying globally. Governments, international bodies, they're actively looking at the growing power of these tech giants and the implications of this convergence. Their decisions will undoubtedly shape how this all unfolds, the very nature of how these systems are built and allowed to operate.
Wow. Yeah, the implications are just,
Yeah.
they're huge, far-reaching. So we connect all this back to the bigger picture. It sounds like the digital future isn't just about the next clever algorithm or the latest LLM breakthrough. It seems profoundly shaped by these really intricate feedback loops between the technology itself, us as users, and the societal structures, the economics, the regulations that govern it all. It's like this interconnected dance where every single step has ripple effects throughout the whole system.
Exactly. It really underscores that this isn't some passive evolution just happening to us. These dynamics reveal a deeper truth. The future quality and accessibility of information, our collective understanding of the world, really, it's going to be determined by how these intertwined systems, tech, users, society, respond and adapt to each other.
So what does all this mean for you, trying to navigate this incredible shift? We've journeyed through the powerful yet surprisingly vulnerable world of traditional search, system we've relied on for decades. We've then explored the mind-bending yet definitely flawed capabilities of these new large language models, and now hopefully we understand this complex revolutionary nexus where these two forces are combining, creating an entirely new landscape for discovering information.
We truly do stand at a crossroads. Search, which was once the simple gateway to knowledge, is rapidly evolving. It's becoming a new, much more dynamic nexus of discovery. An interconnected system where human intent, machine intelligence, and societal structures aren't just interacting, they're constantly colliding, constantly reshaping each other. Those who take the time to really understand this intricate shift, this system's view, they won't just be better equipped to adapt. They'll also be in a unique position to actually help shape the trajectory of how we all find, trust, and ultimately use information in the years ahead.
Yeah, the digital future isn't just happening to you, it's being actively shaped by these powerful interconnected forces right now. So maybe as you go about your day searching online or maybe querying an AI, a final thought to ponder, what responsibility do you feel you have in navigating this evolving landscape? And how will you use this deeper knowledge, this systems understanding, to make more informed decisions about the information you consume and maybe more importantly, the information you choose to trust?